The question was how was it for me growing up in the hood? How did it affect my output on life? I knew that there was temptation to do the wrong thing all around me. Everywhere I looked, it was easy to do that. It was easy to do what I wasn't supposed to do. And so the hard part was trying to figure out what the right thing to do is and what's going to get me there. And I think that's a perspective that a lot of people take for granted. A lot of people who don't grow up in the quote-unquote hood don't understand that there are these challenges that, you know, people your age, your peers face. And a lot of people take that for granted. But I think if you find a way to look for the lessons that you can learn from all that, and it takes you to stop being a kid sometimes, because you have to start thinking about, you know, how you would handle it if you're not a teenager, if you're not 14, 15 years old, and that's hard. And if you're able to find the lesson in it and take something away from it, I think growing up in the hood really then is the most valuable education you can have anywhere, because you're able to see things from a different perspective. And that's what you have to remember. Always be proud from where you come from and take those lessons with you. Don't be ashamed of them, you know?
I remember when my dad bought me this little radio, and I was listening to the radio, and then they had different different signals, and one of them came from, it was the BBM from London. No, it's not BBC. BBC, I'm sorry. The BBC of London, in Español. It was in Spanish, and I was so fascinated listening to somebody who was like all the way in the other continent speaking Spanish. And I'm like, I would love to do something like this. And so I decided to go to college with a career that it was in broadcast. No, it was communications. So my university, Tecnológico de Monterrey, had the option to do a little bit of everything. So that was a very important decision for me when I went to college, because I didn't want to get stuck to something and then maybe regretting that maybe I want to take radio instead of print. So I did a little bit of everything there, and that was a great opportunity for me to decide, I think I want to do television.